For those of you who just joined, welcome. Hello. My name is Marc Vorhees. I am the Executive Director of Analytics, Strategy, and Insight at a company called DWA. I work for one of the divisions of that company. I'm sitting on the executive leadership team called Avant Healthcare Communications. And that's sort of what my passion is taking data, which is everywhere. And you'll hear me say this a whole bunch in this class, but data is everywhere. And turning that data into insights and turning those insights into action. That's the value of what we do as analysts, all of us. What is the data analytic framework? What is the mindset of a data analyst? You define a goal, you collect your data, you clean it, you can't avoid cleaning it, you analyze it, and then you draw a conclusion. If you stop without drawing a conclusion, you have not completed the task yet. And by drawing a conclusion, it could be as simple as, I'm not going to take an umbrella, or as complex as, I think you are going to want to invest $100 million into this market in this particular area because of these following reasons. So two very different conclusions that were gotten to by the exact same steps. Your job when you work with data and you collect data is to protect the data that you have. Be aware of what your delimiter is if you have a CSV file. The cool thing is that Excel is pretty smart and it usually gets it right on the first try. So this is what our data looks like. You click load, you wait a second or two, boom, there it is. We have uploaded data into Excel. It is 3 clicks of a button. So a bell curve is a normal distribution. And a normal distribution has a couple different things about it. What it means is it's symmetric, which means if you take the mean value and you look at everything above it and everything below it, the likelihood of being in either of those buckets is exactly 50%. They are equal around a value. So once your data is uploaded, you'll notice this little fields area. So there's 4 main areas in the visualization screen for Power BI. You have fields, which is your data. You have visualizations, which is your visualization kind of options. You'll notice most of these pictures, if not all of these pictures, are the exact same pictures as in the Microsoft Suite. So you should be able to recognize most of these. There's a filters section, which we'll get to in a minute. And then there's a visualization section, which is where your visual will actually show up as you build it. So this is a dashboard that's built in Tableau. There's a couple telltale signs, I guess, the way these tabs are kind of designed. And this chart very much looks like a Tableau chart. So I would be willing to bet a lot of money that this is built in Tableau, which isn't a good or a bad thing, it's just a thing. What makes this data really cool is, look, if I want to change, first of all, if I want to change the year, I can change the year. I can click this little button. And look, all the data changes. How cool. I don't have to keep calling up saying, okay, you gave me the 2021 data. Can I now have the 2020 data? So really quick about the assumptions of the t-test. These are important. You have roughly normal data. And roughly normal data means that you have a skewness and a kurtosis value between -2 and +2. If you have a number outside of that band, your data is no longer normal enough. So you have to look at different things, which is, again, well beyond the scope of this class. Lots and lots and lots and lots of data is normal. Almost all data is normal. Not even, I shouldn't say that. I should not have said that. Lots of data that you see will be normal. And you really only need to worry about it if you're doing lots of sampling. Has anybody here ever been to a presentation where all they have on slides are just a solid wall of text, top to bottom, and there is nothing to look at except for a bunch of really small, yeah, some people are nodding. That's horrible, don't do that. Free advice. Don't be that person. Remember, you are conveying a message. Just because you understand the message doesn't mean that I understand the message or your audience understands the message. And first rule of teaching, first rule of communication, first rule of everything, like the fundamental rule of some of these things is that if the message is misdelivered, it is your fault for delivering it wrong. It is not the audience's fault for not understanding it. That is a fundamental rule of communication. is that the sender of the message is required to make it understandable by the audience. Designing a presentation without an audience in mind is like writing a love letter and addressing it to whom it may concern. It's a tough thing to do, right? Any of you guys or girls out there ever get a to whom it may concern letter and been like, I love this person. The message really, really hit me in the heart. No. And if you did, kudos to you. That must have been a hell of a letter. Never happened to me. My guess is it never happened to you. And that's why you got to think about like purity. Let me write you this letter. This presentation is for you. Let's kind of jump into the demo. So I have created a workbook. Tableau things are called workbooks. And this is essentially what it is. When you open it, you will get this, which is essentially asking me, hey, how do you want to upload data, or where do you want to upload data from? This is very similar to the Power BI interface. Well, I have an Excel file I'm going to open. And again, this is in our classroom under data sets. There's going to be 2 of them. The one that I'm going to play with right now is called New York. In the file on the classroom is called newyork.csv. I downloaded it as Excel just because I downloaded it as Excel. So I'm going to ask it to upload this information into here. It's going to take me to my data source sheet, and it's going to say, hey, here's everything that we figured out. We got things called F1, we got ID, neighborhood, latitude, longitude, all this kind of information. It's pretty neat. Thank you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon, okay? Bye, everyone.